You think I'll let you zone?
It's that time again, lost media, where people think because it was recorded physically or on the internet it will always be there, or at least someone recorded it. Unfortunately, most often they're gone. Be it horribly archived, a group of collectors that want to make a mint, an act of God, or simply no one thought anyone would care because it was really horrible. This time, I dive back into the world of computer entertainment and see what happened to these 5 entries with lost media, Video Games Volume 3. Let's get a little background on the IP Black Rock Shooter before we talk about the cancelled video game. It's a franchise created by Japanese illustrator Ryohei Fuke. Originally, it was just an illustration that inspired a song with the same title as the illustration, Black Rock Shooter. Produced by the band Supercell that featured Hatsune Miku, which went viral on Nico Nico Doggo website. It spawned a 50-minute OVA in 2009, which also was a sort of pilot, and an 8-episode anime season in 2012, and in 2022, another 12-episode anime called Black Rock Shooter Downfall. I would get into the plot, but each media form that includes the games and manga are set in their own separate universes. With Black Rock Shooter, the black-haired girl has a different history in each one of them. For the game, Black Rock Shooter is set in the year 2051, with Black Rock Shooter, also known as Stella, awakens from deep sleep and is thrusted into a war with alien invaders trying to take Earth after 19 years at war, while also trying to regain her memories in the process. Now let's get to the lost sequel to the video game. The original game was made by ImagePotch that was an action RPG for the PSP, released in 2011 for Japan and the West 2013. The sequel was in planned development after the first one, but since it wasn't officially announced anywhere, it was silently canned. The only evidence of the game's existence is from the creators themselves, posted concept art on their Instagram account and some more art on their Twitter account, although very blurry. If you want higher res versions of the art, you can get them on their Pixiv account. The description written under the first piece said it was in development but then was canned due to various circumstances and was never explained by the creator. To this day, no other information or material related to Black Rock Shooter the Game 2 was ever released online, and it remains lost media as of 2024. Clay Fighter Call of Putty was an attempt by Interplay Entertainment at bringing the IP back from the dead in 2010 to 2011 to the Wii and DS, but eventually became vaporware. Call of Putty was planned to be another updated version of Clay Fighter 63 and 1/3. It was going to have updated story mode, training mode, multiplayer, and more clayalities. It was even going to have the 4 cut fighters in the base roster from Sculptor's Cut added: Boogerman, Sumo Santa, Earthworm Jim, and High Five. Call of Putty was announced in 2009 and was planned to release late fall of 2010 to late winter 2011 for the Nintendo Wii and DSi. The reason given for its cancellation is an assumption was that it would be releasing the year the DS and Wii would be retired as Nintendo shifted focus on the 3DS and Wii U. However, there was an archived 4chan post by a supposed ex-Interplay worker who blamed CEO Herb Cain for ruining everything. The employee stated that the team was not given pay for a year of work, and when they asked for their original art assets on day 1 of production, it was never given, but Herb did get them a piece of the source code of Sculptor's Cut. Even a year after, the employees were still not given what was promised in the contract. Nintendo as of today has not given an official reason why Call of Putty was cancelled in the first place, but many assumed that the software wouldn't be compatible with the 3DS and Wii U, so Clay Fighter Call of Putty will remain lost media as no build has ever surfaced, so all we have of the game are screenshots from Nintendo Life. Inazuma Scale of Ares, the video game that was going to be produced from 2016 to 2018 by Level 5 for the Switch, PS4, and mobile phones. The game was announced in 2016 with the series that would start airing that year by Level 5 CEO Akira Hino at the conference. Then in 2018, the trailer of a demo was shown at that year's Tokyo Game Show. The game's release was set in 2018 during the anime's run, but when it finished, the game was still not released. It was announced to be pushed back to 2019, but then suddenly cancelled when the anime sequel series was announced, Inazuma 11 Orion, and would begin airing that year. The game was canned and a new Inazuma 11 video game was developed called Inazuma 11 Victory Road. Even though it was cancelled, screenshots and the trailer are still viewable on the internet to show how the game would have been played. As of 2024, no playable builds have leaked to the internet, so all that is left of the game are interviews, screenshots, and a trailer of Inazuma 11 Scale of Ares, as it remains lost media to this day. Now this one's a bit unique as the game had 2 versions but was announced in 2002 and became Star Fox Assault in the West for the GameCube, but it was also going to have an arcade port as well, kind of like what happened with F-Zero GX and AX. Nintendo Namco held a conference on May 8, 2002 where 2 companies would work together on a new Star Fox game. The new title was slated to release in April of 2003 on a Nintendo GameCube and arcades. The arcade port of Star Fox would have used the GameCube architecture-based Triforce arcade board that Sega, Namco, and Nintendo co-produced for easy porting of GameCube games, and reporters were wondering if the cabinet would be the RIBS unit, which can simulate movement for rail shooters, but would also mean that the port would remove the third person on foot sections of the game for the cabinet. It would have likely used a similar feature of using the GameCube memory card between versions like F-Zero GX and AX, but due to the steep production cost of a unit and the decline of Japanese arcades in the early aughts, the port was never made. The game would come out for the GameCube as Star Fox Assault in 2005, but the arcade port was never mentioned again after the first announcement back in 2002. And no build of the arcade port has ever surfaced online, and the only thing that remains is the conference and the promotional poster for it, and is still considered lost media. Trigun, The Planet Gunsmoke was going to be a game based on the manga of the same name and was going to be released for the PlayStation 2 by Red Entertainment and published by Sega. A 20-second teaser trailer was shown off at Sega's Game Jam in March of 2002. The game was then silently cancelled with no official reason, and when asked for a response or clarification, Sega representatives would only say no comment. It's been assumed that the project had a falling out and Red Entertainment needed to recoup the money for the project, so they repurposed the game to an original IP called Gungrave, and there were many similarities between the games, but it was neither confirmed nor denied by any of the developers when asked about it. It is still unclear and not confirmed if Gungrave is a repurposed Trigun video game, but as it stands, the original game and any prototype builds haven't surfaced at all as of 2024 and will remain lost media. That should do it for this volume of Lost Media Video Games Volume 3. What are some topics you want me to look into later? But with that being said, stay gold and I'll see you in the next video.